Holistic connection. Let's heal. Holistic connection. Let's learn. Holistic connection. Let's grow. Holistic connection. Let's be real.
Hello, everyone. This is Holistic Connections, Conversations with Holistic Practitioners. I am your host, PamelaTopjian, and I will let my guest introduce herself and share what you do in the holistic healing space, please.
Thank you, Pamela. My name is Penelope Clare. I self-describe as a weight loss alchemist and quantum energy healer. So I help empathic, sensitive women lose weight from I want to say, new earth perspective, new earth weight loss. So we're throwing out a lot of the oppressive weight loss matrix structures and healing trauma from diet trauma, diet culture, perhaps disordered eating in the past, and really reclaiming weight loss as acceptable because sometimes it's been thrown out with body positivity or spiritual bypassing. So it's necessary, it's acceptable, and it is much needed. It's really a healing process. It's an embodiment process. It's an empowerment process. So I work one-to-one with clients, and I also have my online program, Weight Loss Alchemy, so that women can move through this alchemical process of releasing layers, releasing programming, releasing everything that's standing in their way, essentially, from effortless no diet weight loss, essentially.
Yeah, because it really does go so much deeper. And I think this is where people get confused when it comes to weight loss. First of all, it's not just about how you look. You know, we're talking about body positivity. It's more about your overall health and mind, body, and soul, not just your physical self, right? And I know that so many people from taking clients in the past in hypnotherapy, people that were looking for weight loss solutions, they thought it was all about how much they ate and calories in and calories out and exercise. And while it is very much that, it almost always goes so much deeper. So yeah, it's just amazing that you're doing this work. And like you said, it's so much needed. So I'd like to get your thoughts, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine, and I'll edit that out. But I'd like to get your thoughts on the new sort of trend of all these GLPs and that.
Wow. Look, as with anything kind of very hard line, we're talking chemical or medication approaches, I think there's always a space for someone at some point that it can be a benefit. Generally, what we're seeing here is a trend without a lot of long-term evidence of how this affects the holistic system of your body. And, GLP-1, it's a naturally occurring hormone in the body. So why do we need to inject extra? And what is it overlooking? What are the oversights when people start injecting themselves? Or I think they're even moving on to patches now, I'm not sure, but it's quite a disturbing venture, I would say. Like diet pills are one thing, but I think injecting yourself with a hormone is the next level.
Yeah.
And so from what I see, and there's a lot of stuff that comes past my vision of side effects or people who, I lost 10 pounds, but I can't lose the extra 50. So what's going on with the extra 50? Violently ill or even death. There's all kinds of side effects. And just like anything, as I said, of that really kind of mainstream medical approach that's really just breaking things down into individual components rather than looking at the whole system.
Yeah.
So diet, it's exercise. And anyone that I've seen that said this has really helped me and it's worked for me has had to do a really holistic approach.
Yeah.
Loss and health.
Right, for sure. Yeah, because there's, like I said, it's so much deeper than just the physical. Yeah. And so I'm glad that you mentioned that. I think that a lot of people don't realize that with the GLPs, it's a natural hormone already in your body. I think a lot of people don't know what it really is, and they just see all these celebrities in that are losing a lot of weight quickly, and that's what they're looking for themselves. So how did you first become interested in doing the work that you're doing?
It wasn't an obvious choice for me initially. I'd had disordered eating since my teenage years
Mm,
and really yo-yo dieting for a good 15 years since then. But it was nothing that it was particularly acknowledged or diagnosed. I already had, other mental health diagnoses. Um,
hmm
so it was something that's just kind of overlooked. And, at times in my life, dieting and obsession about food and weight had been really bad, connected to my level of mental health or not, and my embodiment, etc. And I'd already embarked on a journey of working as a professional healer and working as a life coach. And I got to a point where I wanted to really niche down and, had my experiences of what worked, what didn't, almost so what more so what I preferred, And I really just kind of threw it out to the universe through its spirit, like, how can I really do this effectively and sustainably? Because I get bored quite easily. And so when weight loss came through, I was initially it took a little bit of processing time. And because also, it's doing very deep spiritual work and esoteric stuff.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of adventure, a departure. But it is and it isn't,
hmm
So this can get very multi-dimensional, this work. So yeah, that's kind of how it happened. I really just had to, in the end, just ask what's the next best step for me.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did because, yeah, I love it.
Nice. Yeah. So when you work with people, you mentioned that you work virtually and do you work in person as well? And then also, is it just one-on-one or do you have any kinds of groups or anything that you work with as well?
Yeah, so that's kind of been an ever evolving or changing issue for me. I mean, predominantly it's one-to-one online is what I offer.
Okay.
Uh, when circumstances have permitted, I have worked face-to-face with
hmm
clients. I have been a digital nomad status for the last 2 years,
Yeah.
unless the person was where I happened to be, and then we happened to be at fit one session in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's nice to connect face-to-face. Um, and I have done some group programs as well. Also, that has been more like to the calendar thing rather than a community space. So that's just
Yeah.
something that I've not done. They were successful though. I had some really good results with the group programs. I think the
hmm
sisterhood working through together works well. Having said that, at that time, I also offered some one-to-one sessions within that container as well. I do think it's really important because this stuff it's deeply personal. We've got
Yeah.
childhood in utero, all kinds of things can come up. So the
Yeah.
one-to-one element is necessary. Having said that, I do have the Weight Loss Alchemy online program so that a woman can go through it self-paced. It's a
hmm
6-week program at a minimum if you can work through it in that place. But it's also lifetime access, so you can dive in and
Nice.
if needed. And I provide an online meditation and healing library. If you're feeling stuck, there's always frequencies and meditations and things that you can step into um, in the place of if you were not working one-to-one with me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also have a book. So do you want to talk about your book a little bit?
Yeah, my spiritual weight loss,
Yeah.
how to lose weight for good without dieting with the spirit-driven approach. I wrote that a couple of years ago when I was in Hawaii, and it's a good introductory read for someone if they're really, I work with a variety of women. Some women have been holistic healers for 30 years, and
hmm
some are just really stepping into their awakening. So it's a really good balance to really just start understanding, stepping away from all the mainstream approach of weight loss and really understanding the inside out approach and how and why that works. And so I can give examples of working with clients and just the patterns that I've observed and my own personal experience. And so that's available on Amazon.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, that's available on Amazon and we'll put that link below and also on Kindle. And that probably can also be found on your website as well. And that's penelopeclaire.com. And we'll talk about that a little bit later more in a bit here. So I saw that you are on Insight Timer. Are you still on there, or is that from long ago? Or do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Interesting question. I'm going to go back on. I was on there
Okay.
and I felt, for whatever reason, where I was at, I felt to withdraw myself from there.
Okay.
And but I've been feeling the call back again.
Oh,
So
good.
I've reactivated my teacher status, so I'll be putting up some new work there.
Nice.
It'll be
Okay.
exciting because it is a nice, it's a really great community. It's a great
It
app.
really is. It really is. So I'm glad that you're going back because, yeah, the people that I know that know about it really love it, and I have loved it for many years. So I'm glad that you're going back.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
thank
because
you.
I've continued to use it myself personally all
Yeah.
throughout that time. So
Yeah, yeah, great, great. That's good to know. For when people first come to you, what can they expect the first time they reach out to you? Do you have an initial consultation, or how does that work when people first reach out to you and looking for your services or getting information from you? How does that work for you and your clients or your potential clients?
what I offer is if a woman's feeling drawn to my work and wants to know more, I offer a complimentary personal weight loss assessment.
Mm,
So this is an hour-long conversation
okay.
and I dig deeper. So
Yeah.
start to understand what are the root causes here. Because often, a woman will come in and say, oh, I'm eating this much and I'm moving that much. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Right, right.
What else is going on? Um, and obviously, that's a very potent hour. And sometimes some uncomfortable things can come up.
Sure.
And that's the gift of it, whether they want to, dig deeper into that. And sometimes not, sometimes it's actually too much. Um,
Yeah.
but it's a revealing session and I show them the way forward. I help them understand that this is all workable, these are patterns, there's healing for this, and really support them to shift their frequency around weight loss and around the
Mm-hmm.
past and around what's possible. Because most women have felt that they're like, yeah, I when this period in my life when life was really great, the weight just fell off, or I've had this experience, I know what it feels like in my body for this to be effortless. So I'm inviting that back in. So this is how
Mm-hmm.
I support women to let's just leapfrog over there so we don't
Yeah.
have to, step through all the mud again. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I love that analogy. Um, so with that first consultation, like you said, then you go even deeper, and some are ready for it and some are not. And I imagine that during that consultation, you get a real good idea of where they're at and if they're ready to do the work, because it is, as we've said a few times now, it is so much more than just what they're eating and how much they're eating, and are they ready to dig deeper. But I also imagine that anything that they've seen, whatever it was that drew them to you, they already have an idea that it's going to go a little deeper than just the food that they're ingesting. So during that first consultation, is there any sort of misunderstandings or misconceptions about the way you work with people for weight loss?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
it's more people are more curious. It's like
Mm,
there's a depth of understand. They know I need to work at this at a different level.
yeah.
Some of them perhaps have not experienced energy healing before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so sometimes there's questions around that. So I might even do a little, if it's called for, we'll do a little bit of energy work. Um, but I think because there's not a lot of expectation, because there's not really a lot of people doing what I do.
Right.
There's no one specifically doing what I do. So
Right.
it's kind of, there's curiosity definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is helpful, really,
Yeah.
not to come in with those big expectations. Though some of them, some women obviously do want to come in and tell me that they already know everything that's going on. Um,
Right. Yeah, this is my issue and this is why I'm gaining weight or not able to lose, and what are
and
you
I'm
going to
sure
do about it?
you would have had that in hypnotherapy. Like, I've got it all worked out, but this is the thing. Like, okay, just take a minute here. Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you do energy healing and quantum energy healing. So what is involved in that? What is that experience like for your clients?
So from my perspective, it's really just, it's the quickest route. It's the most direct. This is with quantum. It's saying this is the outcome that I require, and I'm going to allow the energies, the universe, it's had to bring that to me. So
Mm.
it's really about when I'm doing the healing work is really about, again, having zero expectations about how it should work. So coming in with that, like, this is the problem, this is how it needs to be fixed, is not where I'm coming from. It's
Yeah.
really about, okay, we're asking please for this resolution or this solution. What needs to happen now?
Mm-hmm.
And also bringing in the expectation that it's going to be straightforward and easy, that it's doable,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a departure from our very that human rigid, that density,
Yeah.
that very mathematical hardline medical masculine, etc. All that energy, we're just letting that go, and we're
Yeah.
bringing ourselves into a totally new space. So working with it in a spiritual way allows us to relax and let go, really. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Having these frequencies as part of the program or with my one-to-one coaching, it's beautiful. I'm just, okay, just pop these on while you sleep on a loop, if you like.
Yeah.
I love being able to support my clients on the other side of the world, whether it's night or day, whether we're talking or not. So
Yeah.
it's, for me, this work has just been so powerful in ways that so much else hasn't.
Yeah, and I love that you're able to work with women all over the world. That's amazing. It's so needed. And yeah, I love that so much. So you mentioned a 6-week program and did you say it was a complimentary consultation, which is amazing for all that you do for an hour, talking to them. So, what is it like as far as the sessions? Is it when somebody works with you, are they signing up for the 6-week session, or is it just, depending on what the client needs, or is it a set amount? So, how does that work?
Okay, great. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to clarify this.
Mm-hmm.
So the Weight Loss Alchemy online program, which is a hands-off experience,
Okay.
designed as a 6-week program with the healing library attached to that, which can be used forever, obviously, and it's lifetime access to all of that.
Very nice.
The one-to-one coaching experience is actually a 12-week package,
Okay.
and in which has 8 connection calls, access to me via email and messaging, etc. in between times. So it's a really supportive container.
Yeah.
And that is, I have my process that I work with women through, and there's also a lot of spaciousness around where it needs to go in terms of thematically. I mean, most inevitably, unexpected, of course, yet related things come up. Uh, it's an never-ending process, and
Yeah.
sorry, it's a creative process or unexpected process.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a time contained. So it's 12-week
So
contained sessions, and all the supportive materials are included in that with messaging and email support.
perfect, perfect. That's wonderful. So is your book, is that something that you use with your clients or you suggest that they read, or is it used almost as like with your program, or is it something completely separate for somebody who's interested and wants to get the book just alone outside of the program?
Another great question. It's basically a stimulus, like it's an activation, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, but interestingly, I found when I first released it and shared it with some spiritual communities, I mean, the response was incredible. It
Mm.
took me a week to catch up or something with all the responses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll call it an activation, and but honestly, sometimes I don't know that actually any of the women that I ended up working with one to one around that time who found me through that book, I
Mm-hmm.
don't actually think that any of them finished the book. I think they actually just contacted me straight away. They were just like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is who I need to work with." Yeah, but I know that women do. It's about a half-hour read, so it's not a huge
Yeah. Oh,
investment.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so do you feel like, so you said that you wrote it while you were in Hawaii? Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
correct? So do you feel like that sort of had something to do with what came out of you at that time when you wrote the book because you were in Hawaii? Do you have any feelings around that? Or could you have been
Yeah,
anywhere and wrote that same book?
um, yes and no. I mean, I think Hawaii. lived in Hawaii before, so I was returning home in a sense to a
Okay.
community. Um, but I'd also had a physical injury, so I'd hurt my
Mm,
foot. So that slowed me down, so that I had to sort of just be in this quieter container. And I guess it did allow me more spaciousness. I think, the consciousness in Hawaii is typically more expanded,
yeah, yeah,
and it probably allowed me to write more freely
yeah.
and just be more personally expressive, I think, than I would have felt back in Australia or somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad that you had an answer for that and I didn't seem a little bit out there for asking. But so where is the best place for people to reach you? And we will mention your website again, Penelope Claire, the last name CLAIR.com. And we'll put all the links below. But if you want to mention your social media links and any other links that you want to mention here.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, you can hop onto my website to request a weight loss assessment.
Okay.
Um, Probably would just direct you to the website, or I've really just refined my social media at the moment down to my Instagram. The handle is New Earth Weight Loss. So we can put that.
Okay. All right, and we'll have that below. Well, the link to your book we'll have below, even though that's on your website, but we'll put that link separately down there as well. Is there anything else that you would like to share or make sure people know before we end this today?
Yes, you read my mind. So I've just created a new introductory offering
Nice.
uh, called You Are Safe to Let Go. So it's a 3 hour retreat for weight release.
Okay.
Um, and it's essentially 3 hours of quantum energy healing.
Oh,
So
nice.
we move through approximately an hour of chakra healing, an hour of energy body clearing, optimizing, and then an hour of quantum frequency to support releasing the layers of protection. So this is all designed to support your body to feel safe to let go.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and work with this never-ending theme of women feeling like, or their bodies wanting to be hold extra weight to feel safer in the world,
Hmm.
essentially.
Very
So that's
nice.
just $27. It's lifetime access for this three
Wow.
hour treat. And I listened to it myself the other night and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure that it's amazing and that's such an affordable price for people. I guess you just wanted everybody to kind of have access to it and not for that to be a block for people if it was much more. So, yeah. So, yeah, great. So much information today, and I'm sure this is a new way of people thinking about weight loss. So I'm so glad that you were my guest today and sharing this out with the world. So everybody read the description below, check out her website, check out her book, and is it a new program? I'm sure that's on your website as well. Yeah, okay.
I'll put it on there.
Okay,
It's
yeah. Yeah.
linked on it's linked in my Instagram profile.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So yeah, so check out the Instagram profile, but she's gonna put it in the website as well. All right. So thank you so much, Penelope, for being my guest. I am just so excited for to get this out there, to get this information out there. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pamela. I've enjoyed our chat.
Yes, thank you.